part of this work orders, this collection, we have this work order download assigned work orders.
Okay.
Because now, so what the body, because now this is the, you connect through that. What you're going to provide here is the username and the password for the person that wants to download the work orders that are assigned to them.
Okay.
So the body that will assign once you download the work orders, it will come in this format. There's the data, of which the data is now for all work orders. Now it will begin with a order list, where it is a listing of all the work orders, assuming that this person has been assigned 10 work orders.
Okay.
This data set, this data structure will come with all the work orders that are assigned to him, the 10 of them.
Okay.
And each work order has its own attributes.
Okay.
Now, for example, like for this one, it will the header, in the order list. In this one, in the order list, the first thing is to say whether it is a special account or not.
Okay.
So this one comes as a false. So it is not a special account.
Okay.
Code typology defines what type of work order it is.
Okay.
Probably these are disconnection type of a work order. Now, these are the things probably that you might need to know to interpret on your end what type of a work order it is, so that as you're displaying the work order, as you are making the display, you understand, you can display properly like this is a disconnection instead of using a code.
Okay.
Yeah. So the last monthly bill, it has 0 appointment, initial date. It does not have any initial appointment date. Customer contact name, this is the contact for the customer.
Okay.
Then consume fair consume list type list, it shows that the meter that you are dealing with is an active meter, because we have active and water heating meters.
Okay.
So it shows this is an active meter.
Okay.
Then the attribute list now continues, like we have the coordinate X, the coordinate Y. So this is where it informs whether we have coordinates for this meter. So this one is blank.
Okay.
The prepayment shows whether it is a prepayment or a post-payment meter that you're dealing with. This is false, which indicates that it is a post-payment meter.
Okay.
Itinerary, it shows the itinerary of where you are dealing with, where your itinerary is a logical arrangement of meters in which now someone can sequentially attend to the meters. So it is an itinerary list. Let's say just say itinerary list. The ID sector, 1 shows that it is energy, 2 maybe show like it is water, and 3, but Kenya Power will always be 1, so it is energy.
Okay. Then
we have meter booking list, where this work order is not for meter booking, so the list will be empty.
Okay.
But where it if it was a meter replacement work order, it would have a meter that is booked to be replaced under this.
Okay.
Because you see, these work orders, they are utilizing the same structure. It's only that we are using the same structure for different types of work order. So some fields will be emptied depending on the type of work order that you have.
Okay.
So the sector supply attribute list, now this one shows the attributes of the supply that you are going to disconnect.
Okay.
This value here represents single overhead. This one here represents a single phase. This reading, it shows that it is the reading type, it is ordinary, because we can have maybe telemeasured, where it is a smart meter, or just an ordinary meter. Okay. So it indicates what type of a reading is done on that meter. Then this one is the maximum load that meter can hold. This is a 3 kVA, not meter but the supply. This one is for, it shows what, why am I forgetting? There's another, all these are attributes of the supply itself. Let's say that. The attributes, whether it is LV 240, 1 phase, maximum kVA, all those attributes of the supply. Okay. Then this indicates the longitude for the supply, Google longitude. These are Google in Google format. Okay. Then the priority list, it shows, do we need to have is it priority for me to either disconnect or disconnect? So for example, this one comes with options. So that's what I was saying. We might need not to just keep a description, because the entire data set comes described. So like, for example, this one is a priority list. We already have a priority list, and it comes in two languages, English and Spanish. So this one comes with, you will just read the English type, where it is immediate, like you have to disconnect immediately.
Okay.
The test type, it describes where you are going to. For this one is Catalan. This is a field that is informed from it, and it can be just as simple as this, or very descriptive. Kasarani near the mosque, or near this road, or by this church. It gives a description of where you're going to. Account status, the customer account within SMS, whether it is active or inactive.
Okay.
The estimated execution date, it has not been informed. You don't have like a date that you're told, like you should disconnect by this date, or you should act on this work order by this date. So that one comes, without null. Then the meter list. This now gives you the list of the meters that are to be actioned within this work order.
Okay.
We will always get maximum of 2 meters if we are dealing with a water heating supply.
Okay.
But majority of the case will just be having 1 meter per work order.
Okay.
So the serial number indicates the meter number, the number of the serial and the meter number. This is the meter number.
Okay.
The model ID indicates the model type of that meter. Usage list, it is null, but sometimes it can be described as active, water heating, high rate, low rate, all that, but it will be informed in this usage list.
Okay.
Installation date, it is when the meter was installed.
Okay.
Now this date is in epoch time, so you can translate this from epoch into
whatever time format we want.
Yes, whatever format that you want.
Okay.
Yes. Just a moment. And sorry for that. So the meter attribute list, now it names the type of attributes that this meter has. So we have some constants, we have some consumption types. So all these attributes, we will explain to you what it means, but most of them have been explained.
Okay.
Like, for example, this one is the consumption type. Okay, the value will always be 1 for that one. The phase type, this code means it is a single phase. Telemeasured support means maybe is it a smart meter or not? Now it has interpretation. So for every attribute has interpretation to it.
Okay.
It has an interpretation to it. Like, for example, this name list, it shows it is all one and the same thing. It's only that it is different languages.
Okay.
Swahili, Spanish, and English. So you just have to pick the where the code language is EN, which is English.
Okay.
Telemetry, it shows whether it is a telemeasured meter or not. So this is a no. The same with the name list for current rating. So it comes in 3 languages. So you'll have to choose where it is English. This is another attribute for the current ratio, the current electricity ratio. So this is 5/80. The name this one here is for hours. So we have a lot of information describing the meter itself that are not that are for display, not to inform anything.
Okay.
So all these are informative, like, so that when you open the work order, it can describe to you this meter is telemeasured, it has this kind of rating, it has all these voltages. Most of these you might not use them for your resolution, but it gives the person that is handling the meter enough information about the meter to understand what type of a meter it is that you are going to disconnect.
Okay.
Calibration, this is the next calibration data. So all these are describing the meter. These are attributes of the meter that are being described in 3 languages.
Okay.
Now, after it is done, the model type. This model type is XE12, and then it gives you an ID.
Okay.
So this ID is being read by the system, but this one is for display.
Okay.
The reading list, it also shows you the last time the meter was read. Of course, this is the date, it's an epoch.
Okay.
And this is the value that was read lastly.
Okay.
And the usage type, this is active.
Okay.
So you guess this has been used concurrent. I mean, like it has been used many times within the same payload. You'll understand that this now, you don't need to explain this further now because it has been explained up there again.
Okay.
So the usage type is active.
Okay.
Then it also shows the warehouse where that meter was issued from, and the mark is usually the manufacturer of the meter, and the warehouse code corresponds to the warehouse name. Like if it came from customer service store, the store code is 9901. This is for internal use.
Okay.
So the other one is disconnection type, so forth. I mean, it has not been disconnected, right?
Okay.
So the NIS is usually the supply number, which is almost the same as the reference number that we saw up there.
Okay.
That are associated with that work order. The supply latitude is this one. It is all Google code.
Okay.
And you remember up there we
Hard longitude,
had
yes.
the supply longitude, sindio?
Yes, yes.
Ni vile tu ziko jungled up. So
Okay.
this is the supply latitude. Longitude is up there.
Okay.
Then seals, whether we have a seal for this meter, then it shows you the type of a seal that meter has. It has a seal number, the seal color, the booking date of the seal, whether it is for installation or it is already installed. For this one is already installed, so it is false. The seal type and the ID of the seal.
Okay.
Then this one will also show the status of the seal.
Okay.
So if you see very well, each attribute has its own list. Like for example, this is a list of the sales.
Okay.
So all this information is describing the sale all the way up to where? Up to here.
So does it mean that those are multiple seals or is just one seal? Because I'm
Yes,
seeing most of these
there are
things
multiple
are
sales.
the
There are
multiple seals.
multiple
Yes, because I'm
sales.
seeing
Yeah, they are different
numbers. Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Then the address length degree, this is the degree, the longitude of the supply itself. The
Okay.
supply, okay, of the connection itself.
Okay.
Because you see, this one will not depart a lot from the supply longitude that was up there.
Okay.
There's another second level description of the latitude and longitude of the supply. No. At that point, you see this comma here.
Yes.
This comma here terminates the first
The objects above, yes.
work order.
Yes.
Yes, the first work order. Now we have gone into the second work order.
Okay.
Because it is comma separated. You see it is a listing.
Yes.
So now this one now describes the next one because it has ID field work order, it's for the next work order.
Okay.
Then we repeat the same thing again, the action list. It will continue all the way. So you see the fare description.
Yes.
This one, it is straightforward. It is the DC lifeline. It's the tariff. The fare description is the tariff.
Okay.
The code type, it is telling you that it is using ESPG 4328, which is Google. And creation date is when it was created. Customer name, the same. Latitude, the same attribute as the longitude. So you see, we repeat the same again now for a different work order.
Okay.
Then it will continue that way until we face another comma, then another work order comes.
I think that is clear enough.
You guys, yes, yeah.
I think that is clear enough.
So maybe if you can find a way of from your end mapping these attributes into a table in a tabular way, you now try to inform now this one into a tabular way for every work order.
Okay.
Such that you have a listing of everything for that work order. Then now you can still use the same to reply back. Because if you now look at the work order for resolution, that was downloading the assigned work order. But now, if you want to post the work order, you're going to use this post. This one is for downloading the work orders. This one is for posting the data that you have now for the work order.
Okay.
So we're going to use the same data. But you see, like, for example, for this one, there is nothing much. That is info, sorry. Resolve our work orders. Yeah, so you see now a resolution of our work order. This one now, you ought to inform the very things that you now need to send.
Okay.
So all these strings are just like what we had here. It's only that this is at download level, but now at resolution, you have to inform the same codes again with values.
Okay.
Yeah, and most of these values are usually repetitive. Other than, for example, the last reading date, of course, it will be the last reading date that you got from the work order when you are downloading it.
Okay.
But now, what the different thing that you'll be informing for the resolution will be maybe the disconnection reading and the disconnection date and the disconnection type.
Okay.
All the other things are usually the replica of what we had before, because it's not like you are informing new coordinates. It's not like you are informing new customer name. It's not. It's only there. We have the mandatory fields that need to come back, and for a resolution there are not many.
Okay.
You will just say, like, for example, it's the reading and the type of disconnection and whoever is disconnecting. But of course that one will come through the user. There's a user who has disconnected and the disconnecting time. That's it. Then anything else that comes in is usually a copy from what had been sent before.
Okay.
So you get it, yeah.
So this is one payload. The one with
yeah. This is one payload for just one work order. Yeah, you inform all these things, then you click on send. It will resolve that work order. You go to the next one.
Okay, kindly just go up a bit. There's something I wanted to have a look at. So, in terms of order list, it means that I can send it as an array of multiple objects. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
attribute.
because
So the attribute
sometimes,
list. Now that
yeah,
code. That what? Okay. Just the very first thing. The code is the work order number, or what is that code?
the attribute code. You see, when we were doing the work order downloading, it is the same as this one.
Okay. So now that's why I was
Yes.
just trying to understand that code that we are supposed to place inside there.
Yes.
Where does it come from?
Talking about this code,
Yes.
that is the typology code.
That's the typology
The
code. Eh?
type of work order, the commentary, and the value. Yes.
So that's the typology code. Yeah, you see, sometimes when you just mention it like code like that, sometimes it doesn't make sense in terms of us knowing what we need to send over.
Okay.
And I think that's where now the confusion was. So we're not really sure on what kind of data we're supposed to send at this particular point.
Okay.
So the code there is the typology code. Just
Yes.
so the attributes are the details for the typology. The commentary is a string that we provide. It's a comment.
Yes. For example, you might find that this meter is not. You can give your comments on the comments that you probably find. Yes.
And the value.
And there are many types of commentaries. It's not just one.
So the one at the top is the typology. Then of course each and every other portion has their own.
Yes.
So
Has their own comment.
there's
Yes.
now the second
Depending on
object.
because you see, I don't know whether you've had an appreciation of the existing work orders applications that we have. Because you might need to have that so that you have visual, you marry what you're seeing on the
user interface.
Yes, so that, because you see the work order in the work order application is so descriptive. It has so very many information.
Okay.
And we sometimes users can choose to inform these comments or sometimes not inform them.
Is it possible for you to just walk us through, just maybe for a few minutes, on how the UI works so that we can be able to now visualize how mapping of the content of the UI and mapping the content of the API would work.
We can, but I don't know whether maybe Joy can lead us here. Did we ever provide you with a gadget that has that application? Because I believe maybe probably Faith should have done that long time ago.
Irene, you can respond to that. Irene.
Sorry, yes, Richard.
Madam is asking.
Irene.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead again and ask him.
Irene, were you ever provided with a gadget that has the current work orders application that we are using?
Yeah, when we came to Kiambu that time we did a field visit.
Yes.
We were shown the application
Yes.
on the phone, what you guys are using.
Yes.
Yes, so we interacted with them. Yes.
No, but do you have a gadget with you that has this application so that you can use, like one, because now sometimes, yeah, it's one thing to be shown, but you also need to have it so that you see how we interpret these things into a real work order, within the application.
No, we don't have a gadget with us that has your application. The current WFM that you are using.
Yes.
No, we don't have a gadget with us that has the application. We don't have any of your gadgets. But we were told, since we were taken through the process and everything, I think we felt it was enough. So I don't know. I don't know. Richard, do you think it's important for us to have?
Yes, because you said like the question I've just asked, the attribute list, the first item which is the code.
100 times. Yeah, you see the listing that we have and the APIs that the endpoints that we are having right now, they are informing what we have currently.
Okay.
And then it was felt that whatever is being sent from InfoMS to the current application is sufficient. We don't need nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
So it's about the way we utilize the information that will really matter. Because now, for me, I think it is needed for you to just have an appreciation of how a typical work order fits in the current application that we have.
Okay.
So that at least you can be seeing this listing. For example, when I'm talking about a work order that is that has this type of customer data, you can see for yourself what you have mapped customer data to within the application.
Okay.
Fair consumption list, you can also see.
Okay.
So then now you can try to interpret. You see, it is easier for us now to explain to you how the interpretation would, how the data sits. And then you can also, we can also show you when we are doing when you are doing a disconnection. This is the field that we inform meter reading, and this is the field that we inform which type of disconnection. Then we click on save. Then at least for you, you can appreciate that yes, we are giving you a list of 50 attributes, but the only key attributes that we are dealing with is this attribute, and that attribute sits around this. It sits around here probably. Then now you can at least now try it. Yeah, it can be clearer to you other than just explaining you verbally. And we have an application that can really help you in terms of re-engineering the application itself. Because you see, the goal here would be we need an application that is more capable than what we already have. So you will need to have an appreciation of what you have, so that what you're also coming up with is an upgrade of what you have.
Yeah, I think that is in order. So Irene, maybe you can follow that up and see how maybe you can get access to that application. So when the mapping, when we are looking at the data and you're looking at the application, we can easily be able to map the user interface with the API.
And it is not must that it becomes a gadget, because it is an Android application. So you just need the application and an Android phone.
Okay. So it's only the application and the credentials, right?
Yes, yeah. So it's an application, and we have a credential set for you.
Okay.
Such that with a user, and give you a particular user. I think even these users can really work. A user like this one and a password. Then we assign maybe that user to you, maybe some work orders. Then you're able to download. You're able to see the work order, the listing of the work order, the attributes, everything. Then from there, at least you can marry. You can understand these payloads better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is actually in order. So that again, some of these fields we are able to just map them up directly and see, well, this is mapping on this and something of the sort.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So Irene, I don't know whether you will are you in touch with Faith or Joy?
Both Joy and Faith.
Okay. Maybe you can get in touch with Faith.
Yeah.
To just provide the Android application, the current one. Then we do configuration for you, or can send you the configurations, like how you to configure so that it reads our coders. And then that will be it. Then we give you a username that at least when you download, you can have 2 or 3 work orders on the gadget. Then now the developers can try to see.
But now,
yes.
Since you've established that,
Yes.
So you put that to Faith from your end. Because you see, even last time, I remember you've asked us this several times if we have the app with that, if we have a gadget with the app. You've asked us several times, and the times we've requested, since we were taken through it when we were in Kiambu for that 1 week, they feel that we are always taking them back. They don't understand that it is not about the app itself, it is for the purpose of doing the integration. So can you put that request to Faith so that she understands how it's coming out from you?
Okay, that's fine. We can even do it official on email so that now we also have these verbal things are not very committal.
Yes, just do it officially on email so that she understands that it is from the integration point of view, the mapping of the fields, especially. Sindio.
So
that the clarification is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's okay. I'll pick it up with Faith and Joy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for me, I think this is clear enough because at least the explanation is good enough, and of course, since you've explained the payload that comes as the downloadable work order and how the fields are coming and that kind of stuff. So maybe the only thing is just to look at it in terms of what we get versus what fields we have. Then look at example payload that is sent over for resolution, see how it is mapped. Then now we can be able to integrate it easily with the API.
That's okay.
Yes.
Alright. Then I think my takeaway would be to organize that you get the application and the correct configuration for it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you can now, since now you have this collection, you can try to map using this download assign work orders. Try to download one of the applications. Like for example, for this user, you can even actually use this user that we have given here to log into the application, and the ghost is going to download exactly this type of payload into the application, the current application now.
Okay.
Then now you will be able to at least see how it maps out, how it picks these attributes and places it within its own UI. Then now from there, the UI can explain better than I how these attributes are being fed into it. Then now you can use that to interpret to create your own UI.
Okay.
Yeah, based on these attributes. Because the feeling was the attributes are quite a lot because we have quite a lot of information for every work order.
Okay.
We don't need more. So we said instead of developing it again, we utilize what we have. Then we can display it differently. It's not a master to display it the way the other developer can display it on their application.
Okay.
Can move things around here.
No problem.
But the action would remain the same. Because that disconnection is just disconnection. It's not like you are disconnecting in a more special way than the way the current application is disconnecting. You're just disconnecting, picking the same information, and then relaying that information back to Kenya Power.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's in order.
Then that's okay.
Okay. For me, I'm okay. I don't know if there's anybody else with any other issue. Irene?
No, Budama, the action point is to request Faith to give us access.
Yes.
I think from there, we'll be able to try that. If there's any other issue, we create time again for a session like this one. Sindio?
It's okay, but maybe I mean we're also taking a lot of time. I think for us to convene, because I think maybe to me to go almost like 2 or 3 months before we convened again. I think if we make them frequent, just in case we start somewhere or you're having a challenge, just feel free to reach out to us so that we don't also, delay the timelines that you're working with. Yeah. I've also brought Abid on board, so in case I'm not available, because sometimes I'm usually overstretched on many other engagements, Abid will also be there to just assist you in any way you'd like to be assisted. Any clarification you can also make through Faith, but Abid will be there, will be the resource to assist in case maybe I'm not around, or in case we are both around, we will also be, we are colleagues, will be assisting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's all for me. Abid, do you have any comment for me?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay. See you. We'll keep in touch.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.